Hey everybody, Nakura here, and we are back with another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail Let's Play here on YouTube. In the last episode, we met the Yakui, the race of giants who held the next feat for Wuk Lamat in the Rite of Succession in order to take her father's throne. We also made our way up the full peak of that mountain through the dungeon and ended up facing off against the Sky Ruin itself, Valagarmanda, in the first trial of Dawntrail. Definitely a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to the next one. So let's see where the story takes us now. Let's begin. The Promise of Peace. I think it's time we return to Tuliolal. After scaling Tural's tallest mountain and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. The respite will be most welcome. I believe I hear the four cabins calling our names. It's nice to not be facing universe-ending threats every now and again. Nice, simple adventure. Hello? Oh, hi.
You have a moment?
I sure do, I guess. Yes, come on in.
There's something I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay. What's up?
So,
Hmm. Yes? Come on. Spit it out. What the?
It's just too stuffy in here, that's what.
There's literally a wall missing from here, so no.
We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air, that's what we need.
Okay then. She's crazy. Sorry to drag you away from your nice, comfortable cabin, but I could feel the walls closing in. It's literally missing a wall. It's open window wall, like with a balcony. Oh, I know. I'll take you to one of my favorite places in Tuliola. That should help me get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make our way up from there. Alright, fine. Peshua, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? It's much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. When I see you smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Oh, there's plenty more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshua. And thank you, Third Promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. All those smiling faces. I'm still standing here, right? Ah, sorry, Nakura. I'm getting distracted. It's just that the progress we've made with the contest, even these everyday encounters feel that much more special. Do you think we could take our time and maybe wander around a little first? Then we could head to that spot I was thinking of. Sure, why not? Let's have dinner. Damn, we wandered around till sunrise.
This is much better.
So tell me what's going on.
I used to come here all the time when I was little. I'd look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Workor Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far.
That creepy bird smile again. Jeez. Yeah, she was cute. Oh yeah, and the moblins are fun too. And the giants. Yeah, we met 4 races so far. And then there's this person who's here in town.
I realized nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
This is the sort of thing I'd expect you to say. You wish for a world like in the Yakui's dream. Ideals are nice in theory. That's the sort of thing I'd expect you to say.
Really? I feel proud somehow. It's an answer I arrived at by trying to be true to myself. That you think I succeeded, it means a lot. So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness!
Yep, shout it out for the whole city to hear.
It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be. It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence.
What's that?
I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies.
Well, thanks, appreciate that.
If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me,
Hear, feel, think,
I would have
what?
never learned so much, and in so short a time. There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me?
Absolutely, 100%. You don't have to ask. Come on.
Thank the gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
Alright, see you later. You look to be in good spirits. I assume your leisure time was well spent. I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will soon be back up to the road for us. Yep, like right now. Now that we have refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us consider all claimants as they currently stand. Zoralja and Koana have completed every feat thus far and hold 5 keystones apiece. Wuk Lamat would be equal with them, but for Bakul Jaja's thievery, which has left us one short. That conniving braggart didn't so much as lift a finger for the feat of proof and wreaked havoc for the feat of ice. He can't have more than 3 keystones at most. He may think he can simply steal when he needs to win, but he's sorely mistaken. I will be taking back what is mine, this I swear. Yeah. I fear that reclaiming your keystone may not be enough. That is, if Pakul Jaja's unleashing of Valagamanda is any indication. Using his lead, I anticipate that he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rival's attempts. We may all find ourselves being forced to take from one another. Oh. I can't say I'd be comfortable with that. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. Alright. To have convictions. The last 2 keystones we require are those of the Lay of Repast and the Lay of the Brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between the Mamulja and Jabral in the forest of Yak T'el, specifically near a village called Ikbrax. That's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been back there since Papa took me in when I was a baby. Where the Lay of the Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In the saga, it is said that a foreign explorer came seeking audience with the Dawn Serpent, but little more than that. Eorzea has a similar tale. The explorer Kettenram befriended a 2-headed king known as the Autarch before commencing his travels across Tural. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least, that is the commonly held belief. Your 2-headed king certainly sounds like Papa, so this Kettenram fellow must have come to Tuliolal. But if he indeed arrived some 80 years ago, the capital may not have been built yet, vestiges of Yokui architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said Autarch, didn't you? Then Kenram must have met the Dawn Servant in Mamuk. Mamuk? Is that a city? One of the grandest in Tural, once upon a time, and the seat of the Mamulja's homeland. It too lies in Yak T'el, not far from Ikbrax. Then all things considered, Yak T'el seems the obvious choice for our next destination. From here, the safest method of travel is by dirigible. We should make for the landing once our preparations are complete. We're riding in one of Kona's balloons? They can't be any worse than ships, can they? Oh boy. She could get airsick too. She's just like Yuffie. The next flight to Yak T'el will be leaving shortly. Passengers are asked to keep hands, legs, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Off we go in a hot air balloon. Are we sure that thing will stay in the air all the way to Yak T'el? No one's even listening to her. Everyone's like, let's just go. Are you ready? Bags packed and goodbye said? There's no going back once we lift off. Not that I'm nervous or anything. I'm just making sure that you're not nervous. Sure, I'm not nervous at all. But you, hope it's okay. Look at the kitty face. Oh, who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand? Just until I've settled my nerves. I'll hold your hand, kitty. Yeah, I got you. You're the nicest person I've ever met, Nikora. I'll try not to crush your hand. There she is. The third promise. Wait just a moment. Oh. Mablu and Tobli. Of course, of course. I'll wait as long as you need. Okay. Sorry to delay you, but we were able to discover the origin of Kryle's earring. Ooh. Is that so? You said before that it gained popularity in Yak T'el as a protective ward for travelers, correct? That's right. We tracked down the elderly merchant to whom first sales are attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? One in Yak T'el, to where it seems you are already bound. What luck! Then I shall seek my next clue once we arrive. Is it mere coincidence that brought my grandfather there, or yet another discovery to look forward to? Yep. Kryle's off on her big adventure. Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the rite. Thanks. I won't let you down. I've just got to board this dirigible and I'm as good as there. Last call for passengers to Yak T'el. Better go. You know, it looks like we're the only ones on the balloon. You know, they won't wait for us, apparently. I really hope she wins. Yak T'el will test her mettle without a doubt. The next Dawn servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be. That doesn't sound nice. New zone, baby. Ooh.
The fierce Chebral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest.
That's
Yak T'el.
pretty.
Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named. It is here, where the Chebral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the Rite of Succession would reach its climax.
Yak T'el. All right. It's a new area. Yeah.
Are you all right?
I've never been good with heights.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozumautka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A what now?
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater.
Oh, we don't want that.
Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the Earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble.
That doesn't sound friendly.
So, don't take a tumble.
Don't take a tumble, Wuk
It
Lamat.
was one time.
Is the Chebral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right.
All right.
I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
Yeah. Why y'all hiding in the bushes? Oh. That's one of them things. I should be very cross if you push me. Erenville was not exaggerating about the cenotes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one. Well, thankfully we made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly upon us. Oh, it's what's-his-face. Or is it a different guy? No, different guy. Did their promise and her retinue, I presume. You presume right. I seek the Dawn Serpent's Elector. Then come and join us in the Garden of the Stars, at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Okay. Oh, okay. I guess I'll get it later then. Oh, Zeralja's here, and everybody's here. That's what they meant by everyone, I guess.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
Oh, shut up.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with a Ligarmanda in the first place.
Unbelievable.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As a Brash Rash, I have the honor of serving as Elector on behalf of my people. As all 4 claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival.
It's a game show.
Third promise. If you would please join us.
It's a trivia contest. You'll have to answer questions correctly. Hey, Thancred. What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of Repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
That sounds like a terrible idea. No, I better
What?
put...
You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Be warned. Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner. Teams will be decided by lots. Those who draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
Wow, that's very simple. I'm blue team, by the way. Let's just see what everybody else draws anyway.
12 forbid Wuk Lamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Feisty Alice, eh?
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red.
Blue.
On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Red. Which means...
Teaming up with Kona. Alright.
Together again, as fate would have it.
That's good. That's a good team right there.
victory's as good as ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
That also means we get to work with Thancred and Urianger some more.
Not the one-head.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shibruk Pibil.
I can't believe it's a cooking competition. There's a fucking Iron Chef over here. I can't.
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Anybody over here know how to cook?
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say?
Oh, sacred.
Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along? But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
You're missing the point here, buddy. You gotta have both.
The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques.
Iron Chef.
Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster.
You have 1 hour. Begin.
Let the feat of repast begin.
And go.
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. What's it like, I wonder?
Gonna have to find out what's in it. We don't even know. How fortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakul Jaja's attempt to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong, and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Of course we do. Any team I'm on is bound to succeed. Precisely. Huh? You mean we have an advantage in numbers, yes? Our competition has a team of 6, 2 claimants, Sarilja and Bakuljaja's lackey. Whereas we are a team of 9. That's 3 more people that we can mobilize. With the tasks suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients. Too easy. Well, we mustn't be overconfident, lest we make a careless mistake that could have easily been avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Shibruk Bibil. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Jabral people. Let us gather here once we have seen what clues this village has to offer. Sounds good. Let's check this place out a little bit. An unusually colored banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. Weird. Oh no, it appears I've gone and dropped my Jatika banana peel. I could barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven. There's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. Okay. So I think there's something he wants us to know. Hello. The recipe for Jibruk Bibil? I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we are forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Hunmu Rook himself. But your mentioning it has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still a brook to be had at the market. Wink, wink. Yes, he did say wink out loud. And twice, even though I only said it once there. A number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nestled in a basket. That one's called akiote. We mostly use it to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine. But its medicinal benefits are significant as well. Alright, we got all the clues. Put together some kind of dish. Secret ingredients. Let's Iron Chef Masaharu Morimoto this shit. Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about Jibruk Bibil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us directly. However, many were still preparing it as one might a staple dish, and observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Jibruk Bibil. But one in particular she attributed to all common Gibraltar dishes. Akiote, she called it. I see. And if Jibruk Bibil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Atheno claims, we have confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped in the leaf of najul or banana in certain localities. It would seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles then, don't you? Jibruk Bibil. The brook. This is the beef. Yeah, it's definitely a brook. As would be expected of a dish called Jibruk Bibil. So to summarize, this dish is one of Jibruk, flavored with a combination of spices that includes akiote and steamed underground within najul or banana leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients would be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forest while you were all exploring the village. Between the local vegetation and wild Jibruk, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. Oh, Jibruk is a meat. Leave it to a master cleaner. Oh. With that, we should divvy up our next tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make the ready to kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. Flashback to Alvin, make like his first thing he has to do is like in Heaven's Word, like go get some firewood, kid. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. I too should be glad to volunteer mine aid. Then the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I am happy to lead someone to a suitable Jibruk if they will perform the requisite deed. Alice? Yeah, she's dying to kill something. As for the Najul leaves, I believe I am capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find Najul in these parts. They only grow in Jatika Heartland, forests far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we'll have to try bartering first. This feat encourages our communication with the locals, after all. Namati, Nekura, if you would accompany me on my errand? Sure. No better way to whet my appetite. Good. Then let us be about our tasks then. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Can you spare some of them banana leaves? Najul leaves for purposes other than Shibruk Pibil, naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forest for more. Golmajik Grove is the source of the finest Najul leaves you will find. Wild variants you sometimes see in the city markets can't compare. I see. I had hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture. But if there's no other way to obtain our ingredient, then to the Jatika Heartland we go. Jatika, Raktika, we go places with tikas and lahi all over the place. Allow me to save you the trip. Hi. Traveling there requires that you go through the Tainbek Traverse, but it has caved in, due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get our Najul leaves. But we can, can't we? If there were no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat, or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. You may find Jibrikkabil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. Oh. I can't wait. She's a champion eater, I guarantee it. Still, if there are no leaves here and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and cultures of Tuliyola. So perhaps there is something about Shibruk Pibil that we have yet to learn. Something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Maybe. Oh, I see. Like, who was the first to make it? It's history, that sort of thing. If it's Yak T'el's history you're interested in, you should start with the Old War. Between the Jabral and the Mamuja, right? These forests have bore witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know about Jabruk Pibil. Huh? What does Steam the Brook have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war. The village of Ilion Asso. It lies a short distance to the east. The village of Ilion Asso? Understood. Thank you for the help. So this is the village of Ilion Asso, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Wuk-Evu? Wuk-Evu? I didn't know you were in Yak T'el. I was picking up lumber from Ikbrax when I heard that Third Promise was on her way to this site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Wookie Vu is a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the Third Promises retinue, I presume? Oh, for the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Kona. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Kona. Now that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard? Here we go again. Kona, as in the second promise of Tuliolal. To think that I addressed the Dawn servants on site as some common retainer. Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please take up your gun and... Oh, come on, not this again. I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Okay, alright then, I shall dwell on it. It's fucking... I can't, it's too much. And right on cue. At least he's consistent. I understand you wish to learn about Jibruk Babin, while I am forbidden by the Jibrax Raj to divulge any information regarding its preparation. I would be happy to share what I know of Yak T'el's history. We'd appreciate that. In its most basic sense, the conflict between Jibral and Mamulja was one of land. The Mamulja live in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Jibral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yet advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Jibral forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. But as the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you know all too well, blessed siblings. You must understand, the Mamulja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo, Bunewa, and Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged the Jibral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Bunewa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of different clans could not have children together. But then it happened. A child who shared the blood of Hubigo and Bunewa both, a two-headed Mamulja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually arising as the first autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the autarch's rule, the newly united Mamulja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it best you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time. There I shall continue the tale.
This is where most battles were fought between the Jibral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinderfield.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yokui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence, a constant stream of minor skirmishes punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn servant's behest.
Who's there? Show yourself. Go! Oh, dang.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Puff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest.
Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance?
Sounds like Eorzea to me.
You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us.
Is that...
Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
A Kettenram? It's gotta be.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then?
So we have to say that we have to unite under a bigger threat?
You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe.
Interesting way to get people to stop fighting. Like, hey, there's a bigger threat out there. We should team up.
There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Belu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
Still don't know who was there.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Chibral steamed najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Chibral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets a strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Damn, those words are super wise. Be nice if we could get that.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Pibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us.
By the way, there was someone over there a second ago.
What's wrong?
We've been followed. I don't like it.
Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
Vukivu has given us valuable insight into the origins of Shibruk Pibil. However, we are still no closer to procuring the necessary Najul leaves. Unless... Tell me, was that historic feast commemorated in some fashion, with a monument, for instance? Indeed it was. Allow me to show you. Here it is. Offered up by the two factions, these weapons symbolize their vow that they would never again raise arms against each other. Since this feat demands a journey through history, I thought it only logical that a monument like this might steer us true, especially one at the heart of so significant a battlefield. Namati, Nakura, would you help me search this area for clues? Tell me if anything catches your eye. Sure thing. Alright. Let's look around a little bit. Look here. This soil has been recently overturned. Ooh, someone buried a box. Sweet treasure. Well, well, I would have been satisfied to find only a hint, but here they are, fresh Najul leaves. Humuruk's doing, I'd wager. There's a poetry in hiding them on this battlefield, given that it was central to the war they helped end. So he planned all this from the start. Thank you again, Wookiee. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It was my honor to render assistance. And with apologies to present company, allow me to offer my encouragement as well, their promise. Ever since I witnessed your performance in the Feat of Reeds, I have been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All devised solutions to the Hanu's ailing crops, but you alone sought to know their culture and revive Ihihana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. In my humble opinion, no one cares more for the people of Tuliolal and what they hold dear. Damn, right in Kona's face. Should you again require the historical musings of an old shipwright, I am ever at your service. For now, I take my leave. Bye. Oof. I cannot argue with that. Damn, you giving up? We have what we need. Let us return to Ikbrax. Brush. Glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I expect. I hope so. I'm famished. Well, let's wait here for them. Wish they'd hurry the hell up. Welcome back, everyone. How did everyone fare? We got the Najul leaves. Wookiee came along and helped us find them. Wookiee was here. I would have liked to say hello. Yes, he gave us an important history lesson. So there was this war, and then my dad solved it, and they ate this thing. It was delicious, so we eat it now. That Khalul Jaja brought an end to centuries of warfare surprises me little, but to achieve said peace through cuisine is something else entirely. Leave it to my old man to find the oddest of solutions, but how about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be in order. Oriange and I made another tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need, with no mention of what we needed them for, of course. And I am pleased to report that we are stocked with the finest firewood this forest has to offer. Cute, this fucking guy. Spoken like a true expert. Erinville and I found our brook, so we should have meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much so that its hunter fell down a cenote trying to catch it. Hey, what part of never speak of this to anyone did you not understand? I love this. I love them all. I picked a good portion of local herbs, with particular attention to the seeds that yield akiote. I'm told our resident astrologian divined the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Through further inquiry, did I determine the ideal balance of spices. Good. Then all that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one among us is versed in the culinary arts. I can hardly claim profound skill, but I have cooked for myself. You can leave the rest to me. And you, I hope. I could use your adventurer's grit when it comes to skidding the brook. Oh, okay. Ooh, my mouth is watering already. Okay, Kyle? Without further delay, then. Let's freaking go. Cook it up. Time for a cooking montage. Or not. Or maybe, I don't know. I guess they just did it off camera. I don't know anymore.
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
At first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling house cat.
Be quiet, Bako Jaja. No one cares what you think.
Damn.
Huh. Act tough all you like. Victory will be ours.
I doubt it.
It's ready.
Looks like tacos.
Apologies for the wait. We submit to you our Shibruk Pibil.
This looks amazing.
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Jabral. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Get a good whiff there, buddy.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct. Now then.
Teeny tiny taco. Big fat tacos.
In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated Shibruk Pibil admirably.
Admirably? That's all we get is admirably?
Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter.
Okay.
But you went a step further.
Oh.
You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yak T'el's history of violence and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawn servants. And for that, I commend you.
Thank you.
All that remains is to partake of your creation. True understanding is gained only through experience.
Time to eat them tacos.
Now, this is something I'm definitely good at.
Ahem. I believe we have yet to receive our assessment. Ours is also a faithful example of Shibruk Pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
It looks exactly the same. You probably stole the shit from us.
I see. While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Y'all failed already.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated in spice before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is Shibruk Pibil.
Oh? And what about the Jatika banana leaf?
Damn.
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves. You can't fault us.
But the second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed, they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Ugh, it's just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
Obviously makes all the
Your
difference.
dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of Shibruk Pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
Damn, bitches, you lose.
This was stupid anyway.
Just like, okay, fuck it. Now we got a problem with him, though. Oh, shit.
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
Well, good luck with that, pal.
This is delicious! The brook is so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najou leaf rounds out these spices is sublime. This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Choke on your harmony.
Just giving him the finger, too.
Come, come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
You don't have to tell me twice.
You gonna share with the rest of us, though? I mean, we help too. Don't we get tacos?
Ah, that was bliss.
It was palatable enough, I suppose. To you, who have successfully performed the feat of Repast, I present these keystones.
Thank you.
Only 1 feet left.
Well, I should get going then.
Oh, okay. See you later. I guess that means Thanker and Orion are off too. You guys coming?
I'm glad that I wasn't paired with one of the others.
Me too. Although being paired with Rule
We
Jaja
can
would
do
have been
better
interesting.
than that, surely.
The 6th keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone. I forgot something important.
Uh-oh.
Was there any Shibruk people left? I could really use another helping.
Oh my god.